comes into existence. So then all of us have these three realities within us. That Allah gives a divine essence within the heart, gives a Muhammadan and prophetic light within the heart, and our outermost light is the Adamic light. That's why then Mawlana Shaykh's always teaching is Ati Allah, Ati Rasul, Ulul Amr minkum, means to open these realities and to understand these realities. That Allah's essence wants to be known, it will be known through Muhammadan Rasulullah, and that all creation is being born, coming into existence from the ocean of Muhammad Rasulullah. So it means that Ramadan has a tremendous reality. That Rajab, Prophet pierced the reality of Rajab on the 27th. Because there's an importance, there's a secret that Allah is granting, that come back to your origin. Once you come into this world, your duty is to begin to know yourself so that you may know your Lord. The Prophet described, who knows himself will know his Lord. Being the master and the imam of realities, Prophet sets the example for us that go back and begin to know yourself. So then we begin to, with contemplation, we see that Prophet pierced that reality on Rajab. Isra wal Miraj, that Allah called Prophet's reality back to his divinely essence, with physicality and with soul. Back into the divinely essence means that Miraj is an eternal reality happening in the holy month of Rajab. Then by sitting on Shaban means that we are asking to be dressed from those realities by the love of Prophet coming into the holy month of Shaban and having that love for Prophet Lailatul Bara'ah out of 90 days is the midpoint. It's the 15th of Shaban, out of 30 days, 30 days, 30 days, it is the exact middle point of that reality. So it means that this is a blessed night, Nisf Shaban, so that we can sit and be dressed by oceans of forgiveness. And awliyaullah teach us from prophetic teaching, it is the night in which Allah decrees, means it's a spiritual new year. When we talk about Allah decreeing who's going to live, who's going to die, what sustenance is going to be written for them, means it's written upon the souls. This is the night of souls in which Allah is writing His decree. Where Allah says we can write what we want, we can blot out what we want, we can change whatever we want. So it means this night has to do with the significance of that reality being in Shaban. It means with tafakkur and contemplation, it can go very deep. Because this has to do with Prophet ﷺ, this has to do with the origin of all light. All creation is in the Muhammadan ocean. It cannot be outside of that. Everything has to be within that tawheed. Everything has to be within La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah. It cannot be in La ilaha illallah because La ilaha illallah means don't look here. So it means that kalima of cleanliness, that the kalima of realities is that Allah says, my hidden secret that wants to be known will be known through Muhammadun Rasulullah. So by sitting and observing this, the Shaban means we are dressing with the light and the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. This is also the night of forgiveness. That to ask for forgiveness, Ya Rabbi, that what you're going to be decreeing upon the souls, let it to be good. From whatever rizq you can give to us, grant us that rizq, take away difficulty, take away anything that would be of a hardship that is coming to us. All those secrets are in the month of Shaban. And observing the month of Shaban, and then Allah wants to give the gift of these realities to all of humanity with the holy month of Ramadan. So it means that Ramadan is a manifestation of these lights. Because Allah granting this light, Prophet is the Imam. As the Imam is moving on a Miraj, means he's piercing these realities in Allah's divinely presence. Allah has no time. Because once you begin to think from your heart, not from the head, Allah has no time. It means every action that Allah describes for Prophet it must be an eternal action. Because we have time only in this dimension. There's no time in Allah's dimension. So when Allah is saying that we brought Him to our presence, we brought Him to qasayn or adn, means that He is eternally 2 bows of a length or nearer. Means these 2 signs or closer. The light of Prophet ﷺ is eternally moving towards the reality of Allah, and that begins to open many different understandings in quantum physics. That the speed of light is constant, and that it can only move to a certain speed and it can't catch up. Means that 99.5 or 99.9%, but it can't go to 100%. Is Prophet ﷺ is eternally moving at the reality of qasayn, eternally moving, Allah eternally moving away, expanding. Al-Khaliq is eternally expanding creation, and Prophet ﷺ eternally on a miraj in that reality. Because there's no time. So Allah describing the closeness of Prophet ﷺ is that he is eternally alayhi salatu wasalam at qasayn or adna. Now qasayn or adna is, if you've ever worked with electricity, they don't have to touch to have a union. Because you cannot have a union with Allah, you can be one. So Allah shows the adab of saying qasayn or adna. 2 bows or near. You're talking about a force that can't even be imagined of Allah's qadr. When Allah's qadr, and then bringing the soul of Prophet ﷺ, it just comes into proximity and all energy is already moving. Have you ever seen 2 wires, very powerful wires? You bring them close enough and you can't separate because the charge that's coming out and connecting, they don't need to connect. There's this reality of what's coming together of energies is unimaginable, and they call that Sirat Lam Jalalah, the reality of Lam and Alif. That the Lam is the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad of not the physical. We're talking about the soul and the light of Prophet that carries all realities. Is a Lam coming, and you see the adab of a Lam is that it comes to the Alif, because nothing can come in the front to connect with the Alif. It comes to the back of the Alif. And Allah is a hidden treasure wanting to be known, but His reality is always hidden, will never be known. So the Lam Alif is that the Alif goes behind and the Lam comes in front. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah. Means Allah illallah goes behind, Muhammadan Rasulullah comes in front. Means Allah will be known through the reality of Prophet. Means then all that light and all that blessing of Shaban, Allah is dressing from Lailatul Isra wal Miraj, dressing on Shaban, and what He wants to give to the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad is He wants to give it in Ramadan. He wants to give Lailatul Qadr. So what He wants then for us to receive that blessing, He doesn't want any aman from us. That's the amazing azimat of Allah. With all my love for you and all your actions that you are doing, I want to give you the highest possible reward of what I have dressed Sayyidina Muhammad with on his Isra wal Miraj, of his essences and his realities. I have dressed him with in the holy month of Shaban, and now for his nation, I want to dress you all with those lights. You fast the Siyam. And that's why the 9th month, the most powerful month, because the azimat of 9 and the reality of 9, Allah says, I want to dress you from these realities. What I want from you, don't do anything, fast. Because it's the highest amal that has no action. He didn't tell us to do all sorts of different actions, but just you fast for me. I mean, abstain. Don't do anything. Fast for me so that I can give this reward directly from my divinely presence. That has to do with the secret of Ramadan. Why Allah what is the importance of Ramadan is that Allah revealing Holy Qur'an, Qaf wal Qur'an al-Majid. Allah's uncreated divinely speech that not in the ocean of creation, because Allah's speech cannot be created. Allah wants to dress the souls from the reality of Holy Quran because of His love for Sayyidina Muhammad. Is then the gift of Ramadan is Allah then says, you fast. As you fast, I'm going to be dressing you from the secrets of Holy Quran. In Surah Al-Rahman, Alam al-Quran, khalaq al-insan. These are the realities of your soul in paradise. That the reality of your soul in its oceans of reality, I have taught you Holy Quran. Means I have taught you everything. Because what is Holy Quran? Allah said, it is a book that can revive the dead. There's nothing left outside of Holy Quran. Everything in creation, its reality must be existing in Holy Quran. And Allah described Alam al-Quran. I taught you the Quran. Then khalaq al-insan, then I created your form. But because in this world we're so absorbed with the form, we think that that's the completion. But this is merely a vehicle in which Allah wants us to go back and begin to find ourselves. Find these gifts and these realities that only we can attain and all creation is jealous from. A monkey cannot attain, a giraffe cannot attain these realities, but Allah says, I gave you a heart. Because qalb al-mu'min baytullah. Qalb al-mu'min baytullah. Because through your heart I gave you the ability to achieve these realities. Because only through your heart my divinely essence is in there. Only through your heart you'll find the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and only through the love of Sayyidina Muhammad you can reach to my Holy Quran. Because if you're not accepting Prophet you would never go towards Holy Quran. Because all these realities, all these dress, Allah wants to dress upon creation, wants to dress upon Ummah Muhammad. We pray that more understanding, open and deeper understandings, that Allah gave many treasures to Prophet and Prophet distributed many of these realities for us to dive deep into them, deep into the reality of Holy Quran, deep into the reality of the soul and its lights and its blessings, inshaAllah. Muhammadan Mustafa, Rasul al-Fatiha.